What is Active Directory end-to-end migration and how to do that, and why it is required and what are the challenges? Active Directory end-to-end migration involve moving Active Directory components, data, and configuration from one environment to another. This process is critical in IT infrastructure management to ensure a smooth transition, often due to hardware-software upgrades, organizational restructuring, or consolidations. Here is a detailed explanation of what it is, why it is needed, and how to carry it out step by step. What is Active Directory migration? Active Directory migration refers to the process of transferring directory services, user accounts, computers, groups, and other objects from one Active Directory domain or forest to another. It is often accompanied by an upgrade of the Active Directory infrastructure or a consolidation of multiple Active Directory domains into a single streamlined structure. Key components are source domain or forest. The current Active Directory domain or forest is required, and the target domain for or forest, the new Active Directory domain or forest where the object and configurations are migrated. ADMT, Active Directory Migration Tool, a widely used tool for migrating Active Directory objects. Why is AD migration required? Number one, infrastructure modernization. Upgrading from older version of Active Directory, let's suppose having Windows Server 2008, and now you want to update it. Now you want to upgrade it for Windows Server 2022. Leveraging advanced security and performance feature in newer environment. Number two, merger and acquisitions. Integrating the IT system of two or more organizations, consolidating resources into a single Active Directory domain or forest. Number three, domain consolidation, reducing the complexity of managing multiple domains, centralizing administration and minimizing overhead. Number four, compliance and security, aligning Active Directory configurations to meet regulatory requirements, strengthening security with modern protocols and configurations. Number five, cloud integration, migrating to a hybrid cloud setup or integrating with services like Azure Active Directory. Active Directory migration use case examples are: imagine a company, Tech Corp, has two domains, legacycorp.local, built on Windows Server 2008 with outdated configuration, and the second domain is futurecorp.com, a modern domain running Windows Server 2022 with enhanced security and performance. Now, TechCorp wants to migrate user group and devices from legacycorp.local to futurecorp.com. Ensure a seamless transition with minimal downtime. Integrate with Azure AD for a hybrid cloud solution. How to perform an end-to-end Active Directory migration? Number one, planning and preparation. Assess current environment. Document the source, Active Directory domain or forest structure, including number of objects, user, computers, group, current hardware and software configuration. Identify dependencies like application and file shares. Number two, set up the target environment. Deploy a new Active Directory domain or forest if not already present. Ensure the target environment meets hardware and software requirements. Configure networking and DNS for proper communication between domains. Number three, prepare for migration. Ensure all critical updates are applied to both environments. Install Active Directory migration tool on a secure migration workstation. Backup the source and target Active Directory environment to avoid data loss. Establish trust between domains. Create a trust relationship. Set up a two-way transitive trust between the source and target domain to enable seamless communication. Validate the trust. Use tools like Active Directory domains and trust to test the trust relationship. Migrate AD objects. Use ADMT. To migrate the AD objects, use ADMT, Active Directory Migration Tool. Download and install the Active Directory Migration Tool on a migration server. Configure ADMT with the necessary permission to access both domains. To migrate the user, perform a test migration of a small group of users to validate the process. Migrate users in batches to reduce downtime. To migrate the groups, migrate security and distribution groups. Update group membership to reflect changes in the target domain. To migrate computers account to the new domain. Reconfigure group policies to align with the target environment. And to migrate the service accounts, migrate service account carefully to ensure application and services continue to function. Address application dependencies, reconfigure applications, update application settings to use the new domain, revalidate permission for shared resources like file server, perform end-to-end testing to ensure all critical applications are functional. Perform cleanup and validation. To do that, decommission the source domain, gradually phase out the source domain after verifying that all objects and services are functioning in the target domain. Monitor and troubleshooting is required. Use monitoring tools like Event Viewer and Active Directory replication tools to identify and resolve issues. Need to update documentation. Document the new Active Directory environment including configuration, trust relationship, and application dependencies. What are the challenges in Active Directory migration? Number one, downtime. Perform migration during non-business hours and use batch processing. Data integrity. Test thoroughly in a lab environment before migrating live data. Application compatibility. Work closely with application owners to address dependencies. Use disruptions. Communicate effectively with end users to provide training if necessary. Benefit of AD migration is enhanced security, access to advanced security features like conditional access, multi-factor authentication, and Azure Active Directory integration. It will also improve performance, faster login, better application speed, and optimized management tools. It will help you in cost saving that reduce the infrastructure cost by consolidating domains and eliminating legacy hardware. And it will be also for future AD infrastructure. A modern AD environment that align with cloud and hybrid solutions. If you want to do migration, then you need a planning for 1 or 2 weeks. You need to plan it before 1 or 2 weeks. Access the environment, develop a migration plan and timeline. In week 3-4, do the preparation, set up the target domain, establish trust and configure Active Directory migration tool. In week 5 or 6, migrate users, group and computers in batches, reconfigure and test applications. Then do the validation and cleanup. Decommission the source domain, update documentation and monitor for issues. Active Directory migration is a critical task for IT administrators, enabling businesses to modernize their infrastructure, enhance security, and streamline operations. With proper planning and right tools like ADMT, an effective communication organization can achieve a seamless transition to a more robust and future-ready environments.